But come next week, I'm gonna need this bad boy if I wanna break on through to the other side. And it's -5 degrees out right now because central New York, like much of the rest of the US, is getting hit by an Arctic blast storm that's bringing sub-zero temperatures, snow, and wind chill to the region. But that women's team almost got upset in the first round against Fairleigh Dickinson. Kyra, what happened to the Hawkeyes? And this right here is the centerpiece of it all. It's called Interwoven. And while it might just look like a bunch of ribbon and tags tied to some string, when you take a closer look, Coach Reggie Thorpe said post-game that he felt as though his team left money on the table in each of their first 3 games of the season. It's the most wonderful time of the year because baseball is back. It's been 2.5 weeks since the Orange men's basketball team won a game, but they have a chance to get off the schneid against a Notre Dame team that's dropped 6 of their last 7. Brittany Broski is coming to Syracuse. The comedian, podcaster, and influencer will be joining University Union tomorrow at the Goldstein Auditorium. It was during his tour of the Syracuse University campus while still in high school that Joey Lodato found his home for the next 4 years. Citrus Racing, a club that operates as SU's Formula SAE team.
I knew from there that once I committed to Syracuse, I wanted to join.
The current version of the team has existed since 2009, and in that time it has sent 5 cars to compete in annual FSAE events at Michigan International Speedway. While these tests of engineering, aerodynamics, power, and safety happen every year, the car can only compete once because of FSAE rules. This means that Citrus Racing doesn't always make it to the track.
We run on a 2-year system, so the first year is basically all design and then basically perfecting the theoretical side of it, and then you start getting to fabrication where you're actually making all the parts, starting to put the pieces together. And then typically the last year, maybe semester, depending on how things are going, is all testing.
Over those 2 years, the sub-teams of Citrus Racing work together to build the best car they can. And in his 4 years with Citrus Racing, Lodato has gotten familiar with every aspect of the team on his way to becoming chief engineer.
I joined as a freshman, and pretty quickly I became one of the electronics leads. From that, I just kept getting more and more involved in the car, getting involved in the different sub-teams. It was a natural progression for me to move up to a role of chief engineer.
Being familiar with every sub-team is critical for Lodato, as effective teamwork can make or break the car.
The biggest challenge is just getting all the different components working together. There's a lot of different sub-teams, a lot of different sub-components that all have to be designed individually, but then they all have to come together.
Powertrain lead Nick Lowney has to work with electronics lead Ryan Brennan to make sure the computer systems in the car read the engine properly. Lowney also has to work with aerodynamics lead Eli Wilkening on the critical balance of speed and handling that determine a car's pace.
So we're not trying to get a top speed. It's mostly cornering, so basically it's holding that speed through a corner, accelerating out of the corner.
When you're cornering, you want to have as much force as you can push down onto the ground so you get more traction.
Finding this balance is the type of challenge that Citrus Racing's engineers will find in the real world. And Citrus Racing alumni are making waves in the real world. Nathan Woodby, who graduated from Syracuse and from Citrus Racing in Link Hall behind me in 2023, has worked for Hendrick Motorsports since his graduation. Hendrick Motorsports just won the NASCAR Cup Series championship with driver Kyle Larson, and Lodato looks to join Woodby soon.
I've been talking to a couple race teams in a whole bunch of different fields of racing, so a couple IMSA teams, a couple NASCAR teams.
As students set their sights on a bright future, Citrus Racing gives them the right pit stop on the road to success. Nate Polite, NCC News. The Bellevue Heights Nursery School has been around for 50 years alongside the Bellevue Heights United Methodist Church. For much of that time, the nursery school classroom has been a polling place dedicated to serving the community. Every year on Election Day, parents bake all kinds of cookies, cakes, and pies that voters can buy with all of the money going back to the school.
It's a huge benefit for us. It definitely sets up the year for us. It's one of our better ones.
Voters like Beth Eishen make this annual fundraiser possible. Eishen is a professor at Hamilton College, and she made sure that she got enough to share.
I'm actually taking this in to share with my students.
Eishen has been coming to the Bellevue Heights polling location for years, making sure to grab something every time.
I want to support the local folks that host the election.
Voters supporting their community by filling up on homemade treats and filling out their ballots. In Syracuse, Nate Polite, NCC News. It was a chaotic race Sunday, to say the very least, and it ended with a brand new face in Daytona 500 Victory Lane, breaking William Byron's quest for a three-peat. The 68th running of the Great American Race started under a beautiful blue sky in Daytona. Kyle Busch led the field to the green flag in search of his first ever Daytona 500 victory. And it was late in stage 2, the big one strikes. Justin Allgaier moves to block Denny Hamlin on the top end of the tri-oval, and it triggers a 20-car pileup. Involved in this one, Alex Bowman, 3-time pole sitter of the Daytona 500, Austin Cindric, the 2022 winner of the race, and defending Cup champion Kyle Larson, all caught up in this crash. In the aftermath, Bubba Wallace would go on to win stage 2. Zane Smith won stage 1 earlier in the race, and the final stage dwindled down to a thriller of a final lap. Carson Hocevar takes the white flag, but not for long. Gets a bad bump from Eric Jones, spins into his teammate Michael McDowell, who won in 2021, and it's between Tyler Reddick and 2020 champ Chase Elliott for the win. Reddick dives to the inside of Elliott, and everybody crashes in his rearview mirror. Tyler Reddick wins his first Daytona 500 for car owner Michael Jordan.